Activation code required. Access granted. Warning. Evacuation sequence activated.
We're back. Welcome to the bunker.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another amazing episode of the S-4 Paranormal Bunker, coming to you live from the Cascade Mountains. Tonight we are talking very large cryptids.
Yes, very large.
Nikki is already going.
Yep.
She's starting early.
Or the show even got going. That's got to be a record, right?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
So we're going to talk cryptids that we
all know and love.
that we have evidence of. Some that were created, and we're also going to talk about some that were created by certain people. We're going to talk about the ones that we know aren't real. Because, well, let's face it, Japan's not that big. If Godzilla was there, we'd know.
Yeah.
Well, you never know. He could just be hiding in some alley.
The last movie, the newest Japanese movie would have you believe that our government not only knew about him, but we actively just ignored it, let the Japanese deal with it.
Yeah. They touched our boat, so they can go screw off.
Yeah.
They touched our boat. Really?
Boats.
You're an ass.
Hey, they were the one who touched Pearl Harbor. It's their fault for having a giant lizard.
Yep.
They can solve it.
Yep.
Yeah.
You are going to get so haunted by every ghost at Pearl Harbor for calling them boats.
Well, now there was one of the recent Godzilla movies where the Godzilla was the manifestation of all the dead soldiers and civilians from World War II, all the Japanese that had come back to haunt Japan because they'd put them into an illegal war.
Yeah.
I guarantee you that's based off the one line. The one line that was said, we have awoken a sleeping giant.
Yeah. Well,
loose translation.
Yeah. Oh, have any...
Who knows what he actually said?
Yeah, there's some debate as to whether or not that was ever actually said, if it was just created
He
for
could have
movies.
just said, I'm kind of hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have any of you seen the new Godzilla movie, though? With Scar King and all that? The monkeys?
No.
With who?
Nah.
Scar King. The red monkey.
Mm-mm. No. Wanted to.
There's a new Godzilla?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The new Godzilla and King Kong. They team up in this one. It's pretty cool. Oh, and the King Kong has a robot arm.
Okay, I gotta look up something quick.
Yeah, it's the continuation of the American versions that started back in 2014. Yeah. So
it's pretty cool.
They went from very serious to, hey, we've got pink Godzilla now. Just all kinds of not cool. But
Godzilla?
his colors went from, well,
was he eating
hardly. Go ahead.
Sorry. Was he eating shrimp?
I don't know. He goes to sleep in an iceberg, and when he comes back out, he's juiced up as another Yeah, he's got new power, pink for some reason. I don't know if it's because he was exposed to the. Oh, John, what are they calling the Yeah,
Uh,
in movie? I mean, is it specifically what's it called?
uh, I know they called it many different things. Like the monkeys called it, the power of the gods, I believe. Well, humans called it some scientific name.
Right.
You guys want to know something stupid?
What's that?
My generation has made fun of the fact that there are so many Land Before Time movies.
Hey, those movies are good.
Except for the fact that dinosaurs all went extinct. There was nobody left to have a happy ending.
I'm going to leave that one alone. But do you know there's only 14 of those movies? Oh, there's only 14 of those movies.
Well, they make money. Hollywood like.
You know that there's 30 fucking 8 Godzilla movies?
Well, yeah,
Dang.
but that's been 1950s, 55. So, yeah,
And that's not even including all the TV shows.
right.
Like, that's nuts.
Include Monarch, the new Monarch series that was out with Kurt Russell and his son in it, and the Godzilla cartoons, and of course the terrible 1998 Godzilla, which shouldn't have been called Godzilla. It was
And
just giant.
then there was a Godzilla who played basketball.
Oh yeah, the Charles Barkley Godzilla. Yes. There's one where he just is in a grumpy mood, but he drinks Dr. Pepper. So it was I think the idea for the Snickers commercials. So
Yeah.
for the Snickers, you'll feel better, and then they quit being grumpy and they become the celebrity again. So
Make
But in
that
this
30.
case-
There's 30.
okay,
Because most of the world doesn't believe 8 of them are worthy of being in that list.
well,
Yeah.
you're talking about ones with all the dancing Godzilla, like the one I sent in the Discord. Then yeah,
Nope.
Or the one I sent in the Discord where he's playing basketball.
That one's included.
Oh.
For an, no, the one Rick put up. That one is included, Rick.
oh
For
okay.
They're not including any of the anime ones.
But those are the best ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Like, have you seen some of them? Pretty cool.
I saw the one in the 70s, and I can promise you, Godzuki does not mean that. No, I got to agree with the list. The animated Godzilla, and the one in the '98 movie, the animated series based on it, doesn't count because that's not even really Godzilla to begin with. So
Yeah.
it's just giant lizard cartoon now, not Godzilla cartoon. They have Netflix has some animated Godzillas that are where he like becomes like the size of the Earth itself. He gets so big, and humanity has to leave.
Do you guys think it's all a possibility that he actually exists?
Godzilla?
I feel like eventually there will be something like him. Because eventually something in our ocean will mutate. Something like that. But
Either
not
that or
really.
try to genetically create one in a lab somewhere.
Yeah.
So
Well, the
Yeah.
thing is, we shot off over 100 nuclear bombs into the ocean over the years. And onto islands in the Pacific. Many of those islands containing lizards.
Yeah, but I feel like it wouldn't actually... I feel like they would just, like, mutate slightly.
And then evolve.
Yeah, but not to that extent. That Godzilla did.
Okay. But let's put it this way. We say that Godzilla is based off radiation. What does every meteor that hits the Earth carry?
Iron.
And radiation.
True.
Yeah.
So the one that actually ended the dinosaurs, would that not have mutated certain animals on the other side of the planet,
Yeah.
spreading radiation like
Will
crazy?
not be able to breathe thing because the atmosphere had completely turned to sulfur and everything. All the little mammals scurried into the underground, so that they didn't have that as a problem.
Yeah.
So just the ones that stay on the ground would mutate. But
Yeah.
I don't.
You would,
At that point in time, they're with how we see evolution during that time period. I don't think they would actually grow huge like Godzilla did, because you need a lot of food intake to actually sustain that body. So instead, they would just have a smaller one, but a more durable, like a cockroach. Honestly, is what they would probably take the path of if they were to mutate.
yeah.
Because it's just bad to grow huge when your food source is so little. That's like basic evolution.
Food source isn't that little. We've been like growing our population to 8
Yeah,
billion.
but back then. Now
Right.
it's huge.
Radiation, yes, it does mutate cells, but it also tends to kill cells rather rapidly too in just about every organism. So yes, certain species are going to be more advanced. Insect will be able to avoid the catastrophic nature of it, but I don't know if it can mutate them enough.
Yeah,
It would be. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you're right, John. I mean, it's possible. I mean, we go in and alter the DNA of things to create different forms of life, or we.
Well, fuck, we
Can
made a
make-
mammoth meatball.
Yeah, but
You can make ligers now. in the
yeah,
United
and
States. So
honestly, the only real reason why we're so behind with all this technology with mammoth meatballs and cloning is because we're limiting the animals we're allowed to clone and use.
I would fucking hope so.
Yeah, but just like if we just like take a little bit of human DNA, add it into like monkeys or something, imagine what we can create. Imagine the new
A
species.
politician.
Probably, but
For- no, like,
but yeah, if
we
we
have to limit it.
but
Why the fuck would we clone a honey badger? That's just bad juju all around. Like that, it
Yeah,
makes no
but
fucking sense.
imagine mixing a little bit of human DNA, so it's like
Into a honey badger.
yeah,
Now they know. Now they have the fucking scent. Great.
yeah.
Like,
But just imagine, like, it on its hind legs, it's slowly, like, taking a human form. It's all misshapen, deformed. But it
Or-
would be
perfect one that's just grown up to like
having
don't know how-
intelligence.
us. It's bigger and bigger, and it's the size of the Earth, and it's honey badger Godzilla.
Yeah. But
So
we could take it down before it gets to that size.
yeah,
Just, while it's growing, just implant a bomb inside this, like, head. That's what we do to other things, so. Just put a little explosive behind there.
something is going on with Nikki. What in the Sam Hill is so funny there?
now she's she went nuclear.
Yeah.
Yep.
A bunch of little thoughts that popped up when you guys were talking, and that was just that. That was it.
Right. So,
Sorry.
It's alright.
what about the rest of them from that era? Like that whole thing. Like, okay, We have
Go ahead.
evidence, I guess, of Mothman.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we have eyewitness accounts.
Yeah, but we also have people saying they see human heads floating in the sky all the time.
That was in the 1500s. Don't worry about it.
Uh,
We're in-
So-
Me, my little spell.
But the human mind can trick you so much.
Yeah, but what I'm asking is, do you think it's possible that
Some weird.
Mothman's not the final form?
Oh, probably.
And we
Well,
actually
unless
end up with a
Mothman is.
Mothra.
Yeah.
And how far does Mothman go?
Oh man, Cole, I did not need to think about that. Holy crap!
Like, it's because it's
God, seriously, that's a disgusting.
yeah, because if with what we know about Mothra, it probably isn't its final form because it would take more of a metallic one to easily blend in with mirrors because that's how it easily transports. So it could eat its prey much quicker and faster.
Not gonna lie, Nikki, that whole moth thing was for Kayla originally because,
She hates
like, yeah.
she hates both moths and mirrors. It's like the worst mixture.
Throwing a contortionist underneath the moth and
Yeah.
you got a party.
Make the moth a contortionist.
Good grief, you guys!
That would look weird.
Oh yeah, but it would be so funny just seeing like a moth just on its like hind legs while being all twisted.
No, but what I'm thinking, okay, like, almost everywhere in the world, has been explored. Except for huge parts of the Amazon, some parts of Africa, jungles, where moths live.
And deep in the ocean.
And there are huge parts of the Amazon that, according to the internet, which I don't know whether this is real or not, but they've never been explored, but they are blacked out by the government.
Oh, most likely.
So,
And I do think the whole Amazon has been explored, but not by us.
although I really don't know why the government would hide a giant moth.
Because they hid microwaves for like 50 years, so...
Yeah, but it's the worst, like, fighter in the world.
Yeah, but still, they
One
won't...
little lighter and boom, he has no wings. Done. Friend.
True.
Yeah.
But maybe they're like running little experiments on them. Or maybe it's because it's deeply connected with indigenous tribes that are out there. Because I know there's like hundreds.
You know, actually, that does lead to something. If
Yeah.
we were running a super soldier program,
Mm-hmm.
would it not make sense to have creatures like that we would use to collect samples of and try and splice that?
Yeah.
That, of course, and we probably have tried to do that.
Yeah, because
No one, but
I-
yeah,
I know they tried to use gorillas to make superhumans back in the 80s. They tried to mix gorillas and humans. Or I think it was chimpanzees.
well, the agility would definitely go way off the charts.
So would
But-
strength.
If the fucking video game Fallout has taught me anything, it's that's a very bad idea.
That is true. You would get
Right.
super mutants. And those... ugh. Oh, you would get Hank Pym.
Nikki, have you ever
Bro.
seen that game played? Have you ever played that game? Fallout?
Oh, Fallout. I've seen it. It's been a long time though. Well, if it's the one I'm thinking of, it's been a very long time.
So after number 3, they gave the super mutants voices, and they have the best fucking lines.
Oh, yeah.
Because they are the dumbest pieces of shit you'll ever meet. But they're like, it's not your time anymore, it's our time now! As they're trying to kick the shit out of you.
Yeah. And they throw a mini nuke from their back of their hand.
Yeah.
Like it's a damn rock. It's
Fred.
so annoying.
But like it
It's
would
actually
make it would make sense for them to hide creatures like that. Creatures that are much larger than they should be. In order to run DNA experiments on them.
Yeah, and it would probably have to go along the lines of somewhat what they do in the newer American Godzilla movies, where you've got an organization called Monarch, and at first they were created to just figure out what these things were, that they were seeing these gigantic cryptids. And then eventually they got to where they became a containment agency and a studying agency, where they actually would have the animals in underground bases and locations, these huge facilities that nobody knew about.
Yeah.
So that they could keep them contained and do research on them.
Yeah.
Which, of course, knowing our federal government, the NSA, and the military-industrial complex, they're going to be trying to figure out how can we turn this into a weapon we can use. So,
like I know back in the 1960s or 80s, when NASA was exploring the whole ocean. No, it was way before that. My timestamp's off. But back when NASA was exploring the ocean, they spent thousands on giant metal cages that they built under the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not shocking at all. Why do you think we just kept nuking the Pacific Ocean and Nevada over and over and over again?
Yeah.
What are you going to learn after you've done it so many times? They wanted to shoot a nuclear missile at the moon just to see what would happen.
Oh yeah.
So this is not exactly. I mean,
actually,
you can't do that. You'd burn the cheese.
Yes.
Yeah,
and nobody likes microwave cheese.
It wouldn't really be.
You ever smell burned cheese? It's still not bad as microwave fish, but.
Actually, right now, I know NASA and Elon Musk are deciding on nuking Mars to try and get the greenhouse effect to kick in.
Of course they are, because Elon's a smart guy, but
it's one of the ideas.
Yeah, it's a pretty good idea.
Like the Eagles are going to allow that.
But what are they going to do when he's like on there and just does it?
Well, really, like, we're probably not going to have to worry about it because he's going to make a deal with Boeing and use their Starliner, and it's never going to get in the fucking air, so what does it matter?
Oh. Oh, and did you also hear? We're going to have a moon train. The U.S. is spending millions on making a train on the moon.
Yeah. It's not shocking at all. What is shocking is that somebody thought it'd be a good idea to let Boeing design anything that flies in the air these days. They can't seem to even handle the basic stuff they've been working on for like decades anymore. So, hey, let's let them build rocket ships and see how that works out.
Have you guys seen it?
It looks like a rocket.
Well, kinda, with a huge fucking head.
Yeah.
Yep.
Looks kind of misshapen.
Kind of looks like something else.
Like a deformed little twin that's like attached to you.
I'm gonna leave that one alone too, John.
She's just back. She's like, I don't want any part of this.
John's just trying to get me in trouble.
Hey, I would never.
We're
just talking about little deformed little monsters that are like connected to you, that are like trying to buddy you, that are going.
Elon's like a super villain, is what he is. He's Lex Luthor, or at least I think he thinks he's Lex Luthor, and he's just waiting for his Superman to go.
He's dead.
So, So he may be trying to create it just so he does have something to fight.
Paula, just so you know, the 2 documents you uploaded, I can't open.
Neither could I, by the way. Oh, you fixed the permission on them now? Okay. Good to know. I can go back. It says open in drive. And it still wants me to save the damn thing.
Oh, there we go.
When I open it, it just comes up with a whole bunch of wingdings.
Here, let me try and open it.
It's for Google Doc. I can save
That's
it.
why.
Open file.
See, I don't work with Google, so F them.
Fucking Stompy? That's
Stomp-
fucking
oh.
hilarious.
Stompy monster.
I gotta send that to...
Save it. Open
Nikki
it.
doesn't have access to Discord right now, so...
Oh, she doesn't?
Uh,
Oh, yeah, my computer's going all haywire when I try and open it.
oh no, that's a... Run, John, run! It could be anything.
Yeah. Just delete that file.
Well, she's
There you
doing,
go, Nikki.
Has some technical explanation.
That's Stompy.
again.
Yeah. Old deformed little twin.
Oh, I've seen that before.
So have I, just don't know the story.
Yeah, what is this? Stompy?
It was...
Mentioned in Giant Cryptids.1 DG file. Okay, well, hey.
It was in this one movie with a bunch of other stories, but it was the one where that was a deformed little twin on the back. Someone's back.
Uh-oh.
I can probably
thought that
find the
was-
show or movie it's from.
Oh, there was a movie recently that actually got critical acclaim. It was a horror movie where people around the gal kept dying, and she had no idea what was going on, but everybody was sure it was her, and it wound up she had an evil twin that was born in that occupied the back side of her head.
Yeah.
Eat
And
her
was trying
hair.
to take over her brain.
Yeah. I saw that on some YouTube video. I was like, nope, pass.
Oh, and the way it walked was it was opposite of the way she walked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that movie. My mom freaked out when we started watching it.
Such a gross.
Yeah, because,
I like backwards walking. I don't like spider walking when people do the weird, they're possessed when they do the.
yeah, but those are always cool. The little spider walks.
No, because I hate spiders to begin with. So, yeah, no.
Oh, here, I got a beautiful image for you if you do not like spiders.
Oh, John, no spiders, no walks, none. Okay, seriously, real issues.
Yeah, Paula, I don't think we can actually open up Google Docs from Discord.
She's gonna
Because-
send it to me, and I'm gonna try to open it. And
It is trying to open as a Chinese simplified encoding.
Yeah.
John, why?
Where is it? I missed these.
Yeah.
Don't look in Discord, Paula. Just don't look in Discord until I put something else up to run by it. I'm not even kidding. We hate spiders all the way around. Nope. And,
Spiders are beautiful little creatures.
shut your hole.
They help the ecosystem so much by killing flies, moths.
You know
rats.
what? I'll put up the flies and the moths and the rats and whatever else they don't. They eat. Fine. I don't care. Let the world be overcome by flies and moths. I'm good with it.
There you go.
It goes.
Friend.
Let the world burn.
Out of all the main base cryptids, what do we have, Nikki, that is over 35 feet?
Cthulhu.
Yeah, but that's Lovecraft. It's,
For 30,
Like there'd be Nessie.
Yeah. I mean,
wouldn't some of the Yetis be over 35 feet tall, possibly?
very possible.
And some of the trolls up in Norway.
Yep.
And giants.
That is just their freaking regular people, John. Be nice.
Hey, no, it's the stone little goblin things.
Now they're little.
Hey, well, I say they're little, but they're like 20 to 30 feet or higher. There's a tale that they are actually mountains, but they're known as trolls or as giants, either way. But it's a whole in-depth history thing. But
so I thought they were 25 feet tall.
Which ones?
The red-haired giants. I thought they were the 25-foot tall ones that were found in a New Mexico cave. I think that's the ones that I'm thinking of.
we also have dragons. They're bigger than 30 feet sometimes.
They found ginger giants in a cave in Mexico.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. How long ago?
Did they just close it back up, or just wondering? Not because the giant part.
Well, luckily there ain't gonna be no ghosts because they got no soul.
Yep.
Why do you
sometimes
how come by that?
Do you not know that?
just have no souls.
That is one of the oldest insults for a ginger. That has been going around since you were in school.
Yeah, gingers have no soul.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously, that is an old one.
Yeah, it's an old one. Yeah, it is. I've heard it for years.
Never have ever heard that.
I gave my son is a redhead, and I've always given him hell for that. And I'm like, you have no soul, right? Shut up, Dad. It says it like that too. Shut up, Dad. So it's like, yeah, see, you're just proving my point. No soul.
Yeah,
so,
my dad had a friend that was ginger, and he always told him, you can do whatever the hell you want. I mean, it's not like Jesus is going to save your soul.
and left-handers are like product of Satan. Or something to do with the fact that if you were left-handed, it was some kind of sign that you were in league with the devil, or that you were born of sin, or
I totally agree with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They say if you write left-handed, you got the devil in you.
Yep.
And you do, John. You do.
Hey, I do not.
I don't know. You put a left-handed a bat in a left-hander's hand and watch them go to work. They have the prettiest looking baseball swings I've ever seen, and I don't think I've seen an ugly left-handed swing yet.
I'll show you one.
Who do you know? Is it you?
Nope.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lefty.
My.
When Nikki? Do you know when about they found those giants? Or when they found evidence of them?
84, I think.
Oh, very good year.
Yeah.
1984, I think.
I'd say one of the greatest years.
Yeah.
Because you tried to ignore it, and it's just like you're right in my face.
I'm just saying. Do you know what my conversation in WhatsApp is with my parents? It's what it's called. The Legend Makers. 84 was a great year.
That's when the world died.
Huh?
Something so ugly was made that year. So hideous.
Uncle Kenny was born in 1980. Fred. I keep telling you, John, this is never going to work. Like, you are not going to get me.
I will, eventually.
The day I take my dying breath and cannot respond to that might be the day, but probably not. Nikki will help me come back.
Yeah. But don't worry. I'll engrave something hilarious on your tombstone.
Lives ago. I don't do that no more.
We'll talk about this later, Nikki. We'll make a deal. Friend.
Not no necromancer no more.
Yeah, but you can always jump back in.
Times ago, no, not hundreds, but it is back there. Wow.
But you got to think of how amazing that is. They found 25-foot to 30-foot giants in a fucking cave in Mexico 40 years ago.
And
it's
we don't
not.
go back.
Yeah, like
We're not-
they're not in museums. There's nothing.
It's because of the Catholic Church.
Yeah, you
Fuck off.
probably.
It's true. It's so true. Under the Vatican, there's hundreds of bones of giants that they're keeping in the secret tunnels. It's because back in the Renaissance, they tried to stop it because it went against the Catholic religion. So they tried to stop it at all costs.
Well,
The giants and all that.
that's the thing, though. Giants are mentioned in the Bible. So, in the Old Testament, now. The New Testament, not so much. But in the Old Testament, definitely. So, weren't the Nephilim giants?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know. And I'm going to guess Goliath was probably, obviously, a giant. So,
Actually, Goliath wasn't considered a giant, for he was only 9'2", I believe.
yeah. I don't know where you're from. That's a
Yeah.
giant.
When's the last time you seen someone who's 9 foot tall?
Never,
I
since
think
no one...
6 people and I freak out when people are taller than me. I'm not even about to begin to think what 9 foot would look like.
Wait, how tall are you?
I'm 6'3".
Ah,
Nikki, how tall are you? I gotta ask.
5'3".
5'3" on a good day?
How tall is your husband?
This is wearing heels.
Let's see. Was 5'7", now 5'6", I think.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, I've
Wait,
mentioned
Nikki,
the
you have a husband?
So he'd be at about my eye level. The top of his head, I'd say. Friend. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. Tomorrow, once you guys are together, okay, I want you to give him your phone, have him put it on front-facing camera, and then have it hold it on top of his head and face it towards you. And then I want you to look up at it. It shows you what I see when I look at you. I did this to Kayla. She freaked out. She's like, that is not fair.
Hey, my former
I
sister,
don't know what to say to that.
my brother is 6'5", so he's 2 inches taller than I. My former sister-in-law, his ex-wife, is probably 4'11" on a good day.
Oh,
She
damn.
says she's up tall. I ain't buying it, but she is a half Vietnamese, half American. But she got her mom's side, which is apparently very tiny. So, yeah,
Almost
yeah. But the kids are all about middle size, but none of them got to be as tall as their dad or me. So, yeah, they were severely hindered. But
Dang.
my grandmother was probably all of about 5'1", and my brother and I are both very tall, so is my mom. It's kind of weird.
My friend
course,
Harley's 6'4". He's a tall dude.
So
we
it is.
we went to the races this weekend, and we saw a lady who was probably, I'd say, around 4 foot. No, she had to be about 4'3" or 4'4".
Yeah, she was a short woman.
Her 7 to 8 year old kid was taller than her.
Oh yeah.
Friend,
Yeah.
I don't understand how you do that. How do you discipline a kid when he's bigger than you at 6? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I'd ever pick my mom up, no matter how tall she was.
what was that, Nikki?
It was like a lot of folks do. I mean, they just figure out what works for them.
Yeah. Like,
A big fucking stick.
or they just get another little person, use that as bat.
What's wrong with you tonight?
Hey,
I'm not saying a word over that one. Not publicly, I will gladly have a conversation privately about things that you mentioned, Cole, but I will not go public about what those truth views are. No, I don't need to be canceled.
Don't want to get canceled off X.
It's actually not that bad. You know, the silence is kind of nice, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Being off Twitter for so long, it frees you.
I don't get canceled on Twitter. I get canceled at home.
Oh, I get canceled.
Your mom stops talking to me.
I get canceled on Twitter a lot.
Okay. I was going to ask you something now. It totally went out of my head.
Get back in there.
Oh, fun fact. Back in the 16th century, kings and queens used to have little people as like pets, and they would dress them up as like knights and like in all these outfits and have them run around.
But
So, slavery is a fun fact. That's awesome, John.
Yeah. No, it wasn't really slavery. They're like little gremlins that they kept in like the corner for when they were bored and wanted a show.
No, they were humans, not gremlins. That's a different creature.
Like here, I'll find a painting of one.
Nikki, you were trying to remember something? I have a trick that works. Look up. Look up and to the left. It works every time.
no idea.
Oh my god. They can be buff?
Oh my god. Reminds me of the night that I met a rather famous comedian who had crossed over quite some time earlier, and it's like all their jokes, I'm getting things I'd never heard before in my life. That's what it's like tonight. It's like, oh my god. Because it sure sounds like my brain. And I mean, they are prime, man. They're prime comments, man.
Yesterday, me and Kayla watched the roast of Tom Brady.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Lord, yes. Oh, no.
How bad was it?
Oh.
My favorite joke was it was like to Kim Kardashian, but it wasn't about her. Tom Brady said, when I asked her here to do this, Kim was really worried. Not about doing this, but because her kids are at home with their dad.
Oh, no. Oh. Well, they had several jokes at his expense about his divorce, I've heard.
Oh, yeah.
There was apparently a lot of Aaron Hernandez joke.
Yeah.
If you're not aware, that's the Patriots tight end who killed his drug dealer friend and then, I guess, hung himself in prison. I don't know. It's a wonderful story. The rest of them, they were coming up here.
It was actually probably one of the best roasts they've done. And they're trying to reignite it because with Comedy Central dying out, it died out, and
right.
Netflix is trying to bring it back.
Well, was Jeffrey Ross there?
Yes,
comedian?
he was.
Okay, so it's him and Nick Glazer, the two big time comedian types that are usually involved, but he's usually the So.
And,
this ain't the Dean Martin roast I grew up with, which were very tame. So, it's
no.
This one was very tame. Is that what you just said?
No, I was talking about the, like, Nikki, when we were kids, you remember the Dean Martin celebrity roasts?
Oh, God, yeah, all the time.
Those were very tame. New ones, no such thing. They are apparently what the real Friars Club roasts were like. The ones they didn't put on the air or on television.
Weren't they vicious?
Yeah, oh God, yes. They were apparently very scathing. It was the ones they did for the Friars Club, which is where they got the idea from for the Dean Martin ones. They were apparently very, very nasty and very dirty and very, just. And they had the professionals at it. Like, Rickles was allowed off the hook. He could do whatever he wanted to. So,
I think he was almost the only one that could get away with stuff.
Oh yeah.
Merle.
Milton Berle.
Yes, Milton Berle. So, him too. I mean, there were things that could be said.
Yep. But yeah.
I remember my grandfather talking about that from Vegas because he and my step-grandmother, they used to go to Vegas every year without fail. And the things that they would come back and talk about was just, wow.
Yeah. Vegas back in the 60s had to have been something. It was,
60s and 70s, yeah, but it really, the things those two talked about. God.
It's gotten worse. They made a September 11th joke that actually went very well.
Oh no!
Oh, I have a lot of those.
Okay, but it because the way Tom Brady started his career was he took over for a quarterback when
he got hurt.
Yeah, he got hit really hard. And he got hit by two players from a certain team in September.
Oh.
He got hit by the Jets.
Oh.
So, they did a moment of memoriam for that faithful day in September when a punk 18-year-old kid started his career after his mentor got hit by two Jets. It was just it was bad, but the delivery on it was insanely good.
Yeah, you got to be really good to sell that, because that's still,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't even think it was a comedian that did it. I want to say it was another football player.
Well, now the guy that he replaced roasted him, apparently.
Yes, he did.
Drew Bledsoe was there. So
Yeah, and he did a very good job.
I mean, that takes a lot of balls to ask the guy you replaced to come back and hey, you want to get up here on stage and make fun of me? So it's easy. But yeah, he's from up here, Bledsoe. He I guess he went to school at Washington State. He lives up here and makes wine. He's got a vineyard somewhere. Yep. So
and well, you guys remember the whole Deflategate thing, right?
Yep.
One of the NFL's biggest conspiracies, and Tom Brady actually addressed it. Because he said the NFL spent $20 million trying to figure out whether I deflated some balls. If they would have just given me the $20 million, I would have told them I did it.
I remember that statement. It wasn't so much to a lot of other folks I know.
Right? Yeah. Friend. Well, we would have probably actually went a little bit farther if he wouldn't have been there. So,
yeah.
Sad day for Seattle.
Yeah.
Friend.
Not really.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Yeah.
It's not like they had any chance.
Yeah, all you had to do was hand the ball to 24. None of that. There's one less Super Bowl ring in Tom Brady's little trophy case. So, yeah, that's on Pete, and that's on Russell, and that's on the offensive coordinator.
All of which are no longer in Seattle, thank God.
Yeah.
So, but
It was bound to happen.
So we've got Giants, we've got Trolls, we've got Nessie.
Well, and then you've got whatever is so big in the ocean that is taking bites out of the largest great white sharks.
Yep.
I still think that's Megalodon. I really do believe he exists. Still.
Probably.
This too.
Because we keep on finding satellite images of a giant shark-like creature in the ocean. We just never seem to see it personally. Yeah. But there's constant, like, if you go into Google Maps right now, you can find hundreds of just giant shadows of sharks in the ocean that are the length of around 3 buses.
Well, that's not cool at all.
Yeah. But it does make sense considering how little we've actually explored our own ocean.
Well, yeah.
There has to be some animals that survived the meteor that are still kicking around.
What do you mean?
We explored around only 3% of our ocean.
So not true. A group from Everett just sent a sub down there. Like, what, a year ago?
Yeah, and what happened to that sub, Dad?
It explored. Till it didn't.
Yeah. And it explored... And what did it explore? The thing that's, everyone knows has been there for years?
What?
The Titanic.
Maybe it changed a little. Maybe a shark took a bite out of it.
Oh, wow. That spot got a little bit more rusty. So fascinating.
Oh, there's apparently... There was one YouTube channel that was running. They do just really stupid crap about. They make stuff up. I guess it's run out of China or something. They just random facts, like the clickbait stuff. And an actual Titanic historian guy, his fans had been wanting them to watch it. And I think Paul and I stumbled across his video. And they were saying that a giant sea monster caused the Titanic to sink. And that witnesses said that they saw something come out of the ocean and pull the ship under. Yeah, except it took 2.5 hours to sink, so it must have really been patient to pull that old ship under. So, you know,
Right.
the Chinese. What are you going to do? Not all Chinese, just the Chinese government.
They don't have any sea monsters, do they? Not really.
Actually,
Do they?
yeah, they have a few sea monsters in their lore. Well, it's not really a...
Are they dragons or sea monsters?
No, it's a weird fleshy monster that has arms. That steals people's faces. Yeah,
Okay.
because it comes out of the ocean, flies around in the sky, and then steals people's faces.
That's a fucking dragon.
It's not a dragon. I'll show you an image of it. It's like a weird tapeworm with arms.
A Furby.
Technically, it's just more flesh colored with no fur.
John wanted one of those so bad for a few years.
I still want one.
No. No, you don't.
I'm getting one.
When
we
you
gotta
leave this house, yeah.
Sorry.
Back from Logan.
I am gonna get a Furby before I leave this house.
You need to put a picture of the one.
Paula's kids
Oh yeah.
Paula's kids got a Furby back somewhere back in when they were small, and somewhere along the line,
I'll show you
they
some.
thought it was the batteries had stopped that were wearing out, because it started doing that weird demonic sort of voice, and it like it's dragging because it doesn't have the batteries aren't strong enough anymore. Except you put new batteries in it, and it still does that. And so now it just we had it at our apartment in Everett for a little bit, and it's spooky. That thing is, like if Satan possessed a Furby, that's what it would sound like. That's what it would sound like. So yeah.
My parents bought us one for, I don't know, it might have been Christmas.
Oh, there's one for sale.
I think it made it 2 weeks.
Till your dad killed it.
No. We all went together as a family and shot a cannon at it.
Wow.
That thing was so goddamn annoying.
Here, this is one I want. It's for sale too. Look at that.
Okay, you gotta send that to Nikki in the roundtable chat.
Okay, I shall. Look at that
What?
beautiful.
World is Paula. Oh, good lord.
Don't you love it?
Why can't I just say this?
Oh God, Paula, that's so mean. Her mom had one, and when she moved to a new apartment, she left it in the kitchen cupboard on purpose. Could you imagine opening your brand new kitchen cupboards and finding that fucker?
And it's just like chanting something like demonic.
Or just burying it in the floorboards.
Here you go, Nikki. It's beautiful.
Can you imagine?
Oh, hey, I can afford this one.
Oh
No,
no!
you absolutely cannot.
Oh my god, it's not that far from here.
Rent just went up.
Hey,
It's a
I will. Oh my god, there's a bean Furby. There's one made out of beans. Here, I'll show you.
What is that monstrosity? Jesus, John, what are you doing, man?
Here.
Is that a penis?
Hey, look,
Furby?
I found one
What is
made out
going
of
on?
beans.
Send that one to Nikki.
I shall.
Uh,
Look in the Discord.
Nikki can't.
I'll send it to the round table.
Friend.
It's beautiful.
oh no! Oh,
Look, there's one made. His little toes are beans too.
uh,
Ah.
Aw.
Hey, and I can.
You know what the best part about this is? Rosella is gonna wake up to all these pictures and be like, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
He's going to be going, "Yep, pick the right show to take off."
Yeah.
Oh my God! Can you imagine if one of those was 35 foot tall plus?
Oh, actually, there is one. At the last time, last time there was here, I can find it.
No.
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 Yeah, because I saw it go on Market, and I was like so sad because it went up so quickly. I wanted it.
Somebody around here was selling a giant KFC bucket for $1,000 around.
That's in
here.
Linden.
Is that in Linden? Okay.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I had $1,000.
You guys remember the bucket that they had off as their sign?
Well, yeah.
It's one of them.
I'll be damned. Huh.
Oh no way! They came out with new models of Furbies.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, there's new models.
Nope.
Oh my God! And they're so cheap.
There's a reason for that, John. Nobody wants to buy them except you.
Yeah, but I have very
whole minority of weirdos.
yeah, but I have deep taste for collectibles. Like not like fine china. Like I want a lot of it.
You know, I don't like to waste money. But I will tell you guys, if my son ends up with a Furby in this house, you're both getting one too.
Oh, don't worry. If I buy one, I will gift everyone in the family one.
Oh.
I now have $80 a month. Imagine how many I can get.
Wait. No.
Oh.
No. Wait,
and if
I'm going to spend on the property with you. That does not include me. I'm paying rent technically. So
yeah, and it's a
Don't worry, Rick. So is he now.
and Rick, it would be a housewarming gift.
And
No,
you said you get $80 a month.
John,
Rent's
how far
90.
are you gonna be digging yourself that hole?
But yeah, I won't like give it to
Far
you.
enough that we can't hear the Furbies.
But don't worry, Rick. I won't give it to you directly. I'll just randomly put it somewhere inside your trailer for you to find.
Well, it won't bother me nearly as much as it'll bother Paula, and that's the one person you don't want to cross. So I'd think about this. Will not end well for you.
Huh?
But I'll laugh and just ignore it. I'll just put earbuds in. Won't. So.
Ooh. And if I get cloth and fabric, I can make a long one.
Oh boy.
Ooh, there's a tape room one.
Well, you know, other Hollywood monsters back in the 50s, there was a whole bunch of. Actually, Godzilla wasn't even the first of the big monster movies that came out.
Yeah, it was King Kong, I believe.
Well, King Kong was back in the 30s, but he wasn't radioactive.
Yeah.
He was a big giant monster on an island full of dinosaurs. But
You can't be that close to the sky and tell me you're not a little radioactive.
Yeah.
yeah,
And he was on one of the islands that were getting, like, bombed, so.
It's why in the original ones he was always bald on top.
Yeah.
but they weren't bombed back in the 30s, John. There was no nuclear weapons in the 30s.
You never know.
No, I'm pretty sure there were never any nuclear weapons in the 30s. But you're right, though. Technically, we don't know.
Yeah.
That's right. The Dominion of Congo had him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why King Kong happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so but with the advent of obviously with the atomic age, everything became a giant something. There were giant ants, obviously giant spiders, a movie which Paul and I have know. There was the giant Gila monster, and that was on MST3K, and it is one of the funniest and it was done. A Houston disc jockey that had a disposable income decided, you know what? Let's make a monster movie, and did. So
Yeah, that's what I love about this world. If you have disposable income, you can make any monster you want.
Yep, and all they did was take little miniatures and just had a regular Gila monster run up beside them.
This is truly a beautiful world.
Nikki, what were you saying?
What about the movies with the ants? Do you remember those?
Them, yep. There was one of those. They had giant humans. They had the 50-foot woman and the colossal man.
I saw that one. That was Monsters vs. Aliens.
Well, no,
in
that's
Modesto.
that's a newer one, but yes,
bees or something like that too. The giant killer bees.
Now,
yeah. It was a black and white, and I think I want to say the biggest one that they showed on the screen was like 5 or 6 feet. It looked like it was.
Yeah.
So yeah. Which comparatively, that's 35 feet.
Yeah. They cranked up the volume to 11 when it came to like, hey, we've got all this atomic stuff out there. Of course, the Hulk is a byproduct of radiation. Of course, he's not 35 foot tall, but he's still the Hulk.
And that's different. That's gamma.
Well, yeah, but it's still radiation. Yeah. Just crank the gamma up, and there you go. So.
A ding ding.
Sat too close to the television set in the 50s. That's what happened. That's how you get the Hulk. Sitting too close to the television. Remember, Nikki?
Oh my God, I hated that saying. You're gonna burn your eyes out.
Yeah, and now we've got these little screens that we hold right up to our face.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
God, I used to get that.
All the stuff that was going to kill us or blind us back in the day, and yet we turned out okay. But everything today, we can't let them go outside because somebody in reality will murder them. So, I used to dump bicycles across ditches that were, these huge flood ditches because my parents didn't care. I didn't have a helmet, knee pads, nothing. I just got up, walked it off.
You guys grew up in the age of that. I grew up in the age where, my parents didn't know where I was. And no one cared about us kids. They had the TV thing so that they reminded you that your kids are still outside.
Yeah.
But when
the 80s.
Yeah, when I was growing up, it was just when they were starting the whole everything gives you cancer.
Oh no, that had been happening since we were kids.
What had it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That had been going on. Lung cancer.
They started pulling cigarette ads off TV back when we were probably about 4 or 5, I'd guess, Nikki. You're probably
Even cirrhosis of the liver and
no, but I mean everything. Walking will give you cancer. You got cancer. You gotta be careful with that because it's going to give you cancer.
That was around 83. That's really when I remember that one starting.
I remember back in 2014 when I used to stay up to watch Adult Swim. They used to have these ads of little monsters coming out of people's lungs or coughing them up or them losing their teeth, and it was a cigarette ad to stop smoking.
That used
to terrify me.
Yeah.
Friend.
Well, I remember one of the anti-smoking campaigns with Brooke Shields in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
She would come walking in. She was really known for certain Gene commercials and things like that. Shampoo and everything. Excuse me. And this one advertisement she did for anti-smoking, and it was a pretty potent one for me because it had to do with sensory. So, she's talking about how, in the ad, about how she can't stand reeking of the smoke from cigarette because she's not a smoker. So, right. And having to shower and all of that. So, yeah, it really picked up in the 80s.
Do you know what my favorite one from the 80s was? The This Is Your Brain This is your brain
Oh,
on
yes.
drugs.
Yeah.
The egg?
Yes.
Friend, my first thought, like when I first like recognized that thing, it was early '90s, and it was right after like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle episode, and I'm like, no, that's an egg, and if you think that's your brain on drugs, you should probably put down the drugs. Like, friend.
Yeah, that came out because of Mrs. Reagan, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Her drugs. It was, it was her pet project. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
President Ronald Reagan's way.
Yep.
Friend.
So, yeah, Nancy had. That's how we got Dare. DA.
Yep.
That's how we got that. And
That was it.
well, one of the best commercials or PSAs, public service announcements, was the kid comes home and the dad's like, "Where did you get this?" And it's like, I guess cigarettes. Was it cigarettes or marijuana? I can't remember which one it was, and I think it was marijuana. And he's like, "I learned it from you, Dad. I learned it from watching you." And the dad's just sort of sitting there like, "Oh."
Oh man, I hadn't thought about that in a number. Wow.
Yeah, the only thing I stole from my dad was his Playboy collection. He hid in the closet. And I found by accident looking for Christmas presents. So, yeah.
Booze like crazy. Friend. Dad had so many bottles that were just water by the end. Like, and then I turned 18, and all of a sudden, he's serving them to me. Friend, couldn't say shit either. Like,
Yeah.
No, Paula has a good point. She said she was still buying candy cigarettes up to the early 80s. We were pretend we were smoking. Yeah, I remember those.
I bought a pack 2 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, still.
Actually, you can.
Edmonds. Downtown
You're in
Edmonds. Yeah.
Novelty stores.
Downtown Edmonds, there's a small candy shop.
Actually, you can also get them at in town. Where was it? There's this one gas station that you can buy them at.
Also at
Wow.
Archie's.
I think Kayla wanted to kill me when I bought them there, though. Because they cost the same amount as a regular pack of cigarettes.
I think you can still buy them at Archie McPhee's, which is in Seattle. There's a number of places in Seattle.
What are those?
Excuse me?
What's a Parchie McKee's?
What's an Archie?
Archie
Oh,
McPhee's.
I still don't know what that is.
It's a kind of like a comic store.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's got gag stuff and yeah.
It's got a lot of unusual things, very kitschy.
They sell Bigfoot stuff, obviously.
Yeah, they do.
Northland stuff. Yeah.
All sorts of local Seattle iconic stuff as well. And then you get the like one of the well, I don't have it up anymore, it's packed, but one of the placards, I don't know what to call it, but it's one side, it's a solar system on one side and something, I can't remember what's on the other side at the second, and you can buy things like that. You know, they're laminated, they're in really good shape, well, they're brand new. You know, it's...
They have it online. There's a .com for it. So
Yeah.
Huh.
So yeah, you can go look it up and actually go see the stuff. So yeah, it's like rubber chickens.
If you're a fan of like JP Patches back in the day,
yeah,
they've got the rubber chicken.
What do they call you sit on them and it makes the fart sound? So yeah, whoopee cushion. Yes.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
I'm seeing it.
Yep.
Ooh, they got the little fingers for the fingers.
Yeah, it's a cool. I mean,
Yeah, it is. It's a neat little place.
so yeah, it's. We used to get the catalog from them. There was a ton of stuff that I was like, oh, I'd love to have this and this and and then I'd look at how much money I had in the bank and be like, no.
Yeah.
Also, the size of the apartment we were in, and I was like, oh, I don't think that'll work either. So, but the good news is that I keep downsizing the places I live at. So eventually, I'm going to get to the spot where I don't have to worry about anything at all anymore. It's just going to be me, the Xbox, and I guess Paula.
What do you mean you guess, Paula?
Don't look at me like that. That's a joke.
They have a whole page dedicated to bad candy.
Yeah.
Caesar salad candy canes. Ketchup candy.
And the joke and prank stuff too.
Yeah.
Sour cream and onion candy.
Ugh.
I'd actually probably eat that. I'm not gonna lie.
Some of the flavors of chips that come out now, nothing really. No, and lots. Like, what is it that they put out here? It was Canadian, something with a fully loaded or something, Ruffles.
All dressed.
All dressed. Oh my god! Ugh. Was that ketchup?
No.
You put ketchup on your chips, or what was it?
Fuck yeah.
Ugh.
Mustard.
What do you do when you run out of ketchup? In the United States, absolutely fucking nothing. You're screwed. Friend, if we run out of ketchup for a hot dog, we throw a couple chips on it because there's ketchup on them.
Nope.
Nope.
I've never been a ketchup person. Not ever.
Now, I like ketchup. I prefer, but yeah, I'm limited to my ketchup. I don't like ketchup on hot dogs. I think it's a sin to put hot dogs or hamburgers, for that matter.
I like really good mustard.
Yeah. Ketchup. See, ketchup was probably Canadian to begin with. That seems like something they'd come up with.
What's that?
Probably ketchup. It was probably something you guys created to just fuck with us.
No, I don't think so. I don't think that's one we can.
Can we just blame me for it? You can have it if you like.
I think almost 90% of America would come after you for that. For suggesting that one.
Oh, no. We got sriracha now. Everybody is all on board with it. They don't even care about ketchup anymore.
Yeah, you try and replace a freaking toddler's mashed potatoes and ketchup with freaking sriracha. Let's see how that goes.
These days, I don't put it past parents to do that to their kids. It wouldn't shock me any.
Friend.
Would be very funny.
Kayla's brother for, 6 months? That's all he ate was mashed potatoes and ketchup.
Woo!
Friend, would not touch anything else. But, I'm like you, Nikki. I like mustard. Friend.
Yeah, a good plain mustard, like the French's stuff, but my favorite is a really good somebody's trying to get me to say honey Dijon. No, actually, it's a Dijon. It's a certain kind of Dijon, so yeah. Yum. Little spice.
I like putting French's in macaroni and cheese.
Oh, I used to know somebody that did that.
Yeah, just like when you're making it, you mix a little bit of mustard in there, and it just gives it a really nice little kick.
Yeah, that's mustard and potato salad, obviously.
Yep.
Yeah. Mustard goes a long way towards more stuff than tomato-based product. So, yeah, it's more set up for that. So.
I really wanted, last summer when they brought out the mustard Skittles, I wanted a pack.
Oh, say that, why?
Because that's fucking hilarious.
They
were only the Halloween size, and they were very, very limited. Like, they were sending them to people.
Oh.
You couldn't buy them.
Oh, well, that's no fun. Yeah, I'd like to have them just to have them. I don't want to eat them, but
Friend. Because there's a guy on Facebook that it's him and his wife have this show, and he loves mustard. Like, everything he does is mustard. Friend, and they just had a baby like a year ago, and he is sitting there feeding the baby, and he's feeding her the baby baby cereal, but it's in a mustard container. And his wife walks in and just starts freaking out.
nice.
He's like, "What? It's good."
Gotta start them out early. That's what my dad said.
Oh, you just sorry, Rick. You just helped me remember that I had a second baby dream in 2 weeks. Sorry, I completely forgot about it, and whatever it was you just said literally triggered it right back.
It's because you looked up and to the left. If you need to remember something, that's all you have to do. You look up with just your eyes and to the left.
Huh.
And it does pop back into your head for some stupid reason. We haven't figured that one out yet, but we know it works.
I know looking at the sun will help you sneeze. I hadn't heard about looking up to the left yet.
Or if you see too well, it helps with that too. Like if you feel your vision is just too good, you look into the sun for a few minutes.
Yeah,
works great.
Oh, or during an eclipse, I'm told. So yeah, that's no. Of course, again, our former president and currently running for president, God said, "Yeah, special glasses, screw it. I know more than the scientists do." Of course, current president probably wouldn't know where the sun is if you told him, "Son, or sir, you want to look at the sun? Huh? What's the sun?" I'm going after no politics, staying away from politics.
Well, he probably just would have looked at his kid. Friend.
Yeah. What is with the weird? Oh, that's disgusting. Why?
You finally saw it. I gotta quit doing that.
Now I don't want to. Now I'm not going to want to eat dressing on anything ever again.
It's a good sauce. Okay.
Now that is something we can definitely blame on America.
Like, don't you like ranch?
Well,
that
I don't know.
Gross.
That's first, or the guys that I'm told that professional eaters eat bowls of mayonnaise now as part of the competition.
Oh yeah.
Actually, well, it's like, okay, yeah, you guys don't do a lot of things that we do up in Canada, like with French fries. You guys only use ketchup for French fries, which is freaking weird.
Right.
Like,
okay.
Well, Rick, like when we went to Five Guys, they have the malt vinegar there. That is a normal, like, you cannot go to a restaurant that serves French fries, including McDonald's, and they have to have a bottle of malt vinegar there.
Oh, see, now I'm on board with the malt vinegar on anything, but then again, I'm weird.
But we also, like, if you have a restaurant that serves fries and they don't serve gravy,
okay,
they have sides of mayo for your fries.
Yeah.
No.
I know one of my friends love mayo on their fries. It's like their main sauce.
And see, that's another condiment I'm not... It works on sandwiches some of the time, and even then it gets kind of like... I think it's the whole thing that it spoils so easily that freaks me out, and I just hate the idea of food poisoning. So, I'm just not the biggest... Which is fun, because I like coleslaw, and guess what coleslaw has in it? A good coleslaw. Mayonnaise. In the South, that's all they do with their coleslaw. So, I just... Mayo is... I'm okay-ish with it, but no. But now, gravy on French fries, perfectly... they have the Dairy Queens when you get this the steak finger or the chicken finger baskets or chicken strip baskets, and I'd always take my fries and dip them in the in the white gravy because I thought that was just the best gravy in the world. So, yeah, I can see that. I can see gravy.
Didn't anybody ever dip their French fries in milkshake?
Oh, absolutely.
I've heard of it. I haven't done it, but
Do you know what doesn't work? There's two that work. One that works, one that doesn't work. A cordial cherry milkshake does not work with French fries.
A vanilla milkshake does at Cascade Burgers.
Cordial.
Cherries?
Cordial cherry.
Yeah.
No, it wouldn't because it's too sweet and it's also probably on the
But you know what
tangy
it does?
side.
A peanut butter milkshake.
Oh, yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, that one's great. Just like there's a restaurant in town here that's called the Chuck Wagon that serves a peanut butter burger.
Ooh.
The Chuck Wagon is still available
Absolutely.
in Mount Vernon.
Yep. Their hours are a little fucky, but if they're not open, Mr. T's will be. But yeah, they still have the trains are still set up, everything's still running, and they made it through the pandemic. So, friend,
It used to be my hangout when I was in high school.
I love the peanut butter burger. Friend,
They've had that around for a long time.
well, and yeah, it's not a normal thing,
No, it's not.
but it works for some stupid reason.
It
But
does.
it's like in Canada, peanut butter on pancakes is not a normal thing. But the moment I came down here, everyone did it in Kayla's family, and I'm like, well, all right, I got to give it a try. I can't say I don't like it until I try it. And now I don't. There's not a time I don't do it, and now it just pisses Kayla off because all of a sudden she's allergic to peanuts.
Oh. Well, almond butter. I mean, is she allergic to almonds?
Yeah, all nuts.
All nuts.
Yeah, tree nuts. So, but
I'm so sorry.
she found out with hazelnut creamer.
Oh, yeah. I remember you telling me about that. Ooh.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, her throat started closing up, and
Yeah, that's not good. I had that happen. That's frightening stuff.
friend,
That's the day I had I had 4 men and 2 women, and half of them, and they were standing around me, and I was having a full-blown anaphylactic reaction. It closed off my nose, my upper throat started swelling the inside of my mouth, inside of the back of my throat, and then it started going towards and it went straight at the lungs. And so, yeah, called 911 over that. That's those are some very scary, and I've never had an anaphylactic reaction like that before. So when you start talking throat, sinuses, anything to do with lungs, mucosal membranes, I mean, does get some scary shit when it happens.
so my allergy doesn't do that. So I'm allergic to fish, and I have the opposite effect. I have a hole that doesn't close. I have a hole that opens completely and won't stop.
Yeah.
But the problem is, it's to the point where
That sounds unfortunate.
it is. But it's to the point where I actually have to be careful, because if I don't keep fluids in my body, I have to be hospitalized.
Yep.
Because it literally drains me of all fluids.
Yep.
Where I'm sitting in the bathroom and my legs are cramping because I have nothing in for water.
Ooh.
So, and the longest that has lasted is 3 days.
Yeah, allergies are wonky. I've got a similar allergy, Cole. I also have allergies to a number of other things that produce, if I've ingested it, produce histamine blisters, head to toe. soles of my feet. I've had it go so bad to where I had them behind my eyeballs once, in my sinuses, up my throat, inside my ears. Yeah, it was bad. So, and then there are allergies where, I mean, you can have a topical. I had years ago, I went to try a brand new cream and thought, oh, this is awesome. So I tried a little bit at the store, and one of their testers, not any kind of reaction. Get it home, take a shower. I had a full blown. I tried it on my forearms and my arms. I mean, I looked like I had a chemical burn. And it was because of one ingredient. And I'm like, okay, well, that's interesting. It's not something that you see every day in some products. It was milfoil. And I'm like, this is interesting. They're using it for specific reasons, but never knew.
Kayla keeps trying to tell me I'm allergic to milk. I don't believe her.
There are many different versions of milk allergies.
I get a little bit of gas, but that's not my problem. I can't smell it, so it really, if it doesn't affect me and it tastes that good, I don't have an allergy. Fuck that shit.
We'll be glad it doesn't give you the shit.
Yeah.
No.
Some people, they can't tolerate it at all, and it just goes straight through them.
It just makes Kayla have a bad day.
My brother was allergic to milk. We didn't realize it, but he would run these tremendous temperatures. He'd get up to 103.
Jesus.
And so my parents would haul him to the emergency room, and they get him stabilized and everything would be okay. They couldn't and it took them finally going to one of the doctors, second or third time we'd been in the emergency room, finally said, maybe you need to go to an allergy specialist. And sure enough, that was what it was. It was milk. So, and they wound up giving him shots, but he couldn't drink any milk anymore. And then just out of the blue, when he was like 12, he started drinking milk again and quit taking the shots, and everything was okay. He hadn't had an allergy since. So,
yeah, allergies get real wonky.
Yeah, we had a friend. That kid was allergic to everything like fish, peanuts, gluten, grass, dust, like that kid literally, when we went out and played, he had to sit on the sidewalk and not move, and he had to be in the shade. And became an ornery little bastard. And I get it, like, he wasn't allowed to do a lot, and in his teenage years, he just ignored everything his mom said and started doing everything. And, like, he still gets the sniffles, still has an inhaler, but other than that, no issues. But, like, when he was a kid, it would send him to the hospital.
Wow.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Yeah. Yep. I keep going back. I'm going to bring us back around to the what our main subject was tonight. I keep thinking about the depth of the ocean and what we do not know about. Because there are spots, there are locations across the globe that are hidden out. I'm not going to say for good reason, but anyway, and I wonder how many deep dwellers that we have in marine life, and that also includes because we do have their I want to call them ETs, but they're not ETs. They live in the sea. They you have the mer people, and they are real.
Well, they're vast swaths of the above the ocean, on land that are Alaska. A lot of Alaska is very inaccessible. I'm sure there are parts of China and some of the mountains there that are not in the Amazon and the rainforest outside of the natives. I mean, there are places that we just haven't been to yet. There are very few of them. It's getting smaller and smaller, but some places are just never going to be easy for us to go looking for things. We can always send probes down and we can send cameras down, but some places you can't just send cameras to. The terrain is too inhospitable, and
Right.
So you have a 35-foot tall Yeti or a giant or a troll or a.
Yeah, that would be.
I can tell you exactly how deep all Canadian waters are. Friend, if you ask anybody in the Maritimes, so Prince Edward Island, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, or Newfoundland or Labrador, friend, there is only one answer for how deep are the Canadian waters. And it's pretty feckin' deep. Friend. Yep. Friend, that is the only answer you'll ever get out of them.
Yeah,
and ours aren't that deep. Comparatively.
Right.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it's got to be comparatively.
Yeah.
Well, they just found over in the Pacific. They just found the deepest shipwreck ever. It was from World War II, and the only reason they found it was because they were looking for another ship that was in the same battle, and they thought, hey, there's something else over here. We think we're in the right track now that they found the one, and then they found the other one further down, and it was right before it dropped off a cliff way down.
Do you mean Midway?
No, the Battle off Samar off the Philippines.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a bunch of destroyers got left to basically make sure that everything was okay while all the aircraft carriers went after some more Japanese aircraft carriers. It was a fake. The Japanese didn't have any planes left, but they were trying to draw the Americans away. And they sent the big battleship Yamato in with a big fleet, and these destroyers and a couple of the light, what they call light aircraft carriers, were left behind just to sort of keep any remaining Japanese Army Air Force at bay. And all of a sudden, here comes the biggest battleship on Earth comes rolling up out in the distance, and the American planes found it, and they're like, "Oh crud! All right, we got to do what we got to do." So those destroyers just charged them head on, and sank a couple of light cruisers, and now they got the two destroyers got sunk as part of the they sacrificed themselves. But in the process, they fought for so long and so hard that the Japanese commander on board the main battleship decided there must be a bigger force coming, and so he turned around and left. So that's why they were looking for those destroyers, because it's such a heroic stand. And so they found the lead one that had first gone after the big ship. And then they were like, well, we found this one. The other one's got to be nearby. And they just kept going further and further down. And they were about to stop, and they just found some debris. And it was right on the edge of an abyssal cliff. It was like 50 yards away. If it kept going, it would have slid right over the side. Nobody had ever seen it again, likely. So that's how deep it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, and we didn't even touch one of the biggest sea creatures that's out there, who I am still going to classify as a cryptid, even though he really isn't anymore. And that's the Kraken.
Yes.
Thank you. I wanted to talk about that.
Because, he is one that we actually have full evidence of now.
Yep.
And that's why, this whole thing really amazes me. The fact that we actually found one.
Hmm.
Well, wasn't it 27 feet long?
Yeah. Somewhere around there. And the thing is, though, like, if we think about it that way, like, yeah, we haven't explored a lot of our seas.
Right.
But at the same time, we can honestly never explore 100% of our skies. It's not possible.
No.
So things like the Thunderbird could very
Technology.
possibly fucking exist.
Of course.
For
If there's no for planes to fly over a certain region, that's the biggest thing about the United States as well. But we have planes constantly going from one end of this country to the other in like just zigzaggy patterns. There are parts of the world where nobody does that because there's no reason to.
yeah.
So it's very easy for something like that to exist. We'd have no idea.
And then you think of the land creatures that are a possibility with that. Like, well, like they found giants in a cave in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Well, who's to say that, like, the world wasn't populated by giants at one point and they didn't go underground? I mean, fuck, we can only go so far underground. We haven't dug that far, and we really don't know what's down there.
Nope.
Well, look at, since we're talking giants, we might as well be talking about giant trees as well. Look at the mountain in, what is it, Montana? The one that's in, oh my
Isn't that
God.
Utah? Devil's Tower?
I don't remember. Yeah, Devil's Tower, that's what I was thinking of.
I think it's Utah.
I mean, people say, well, are you Team Stump or are you in the opposite direction of that? And I think that was, I think we had gigantic trees on this,
Absolutely.
on this planet of ours, on this great big piece of property that we all called Earth and Terra and whatever else, Gaia. I find it really interesting. I think it's fascinating what we have had on this planet, and I also find it fascinating why many who were above ground chose to go underground. I want to know why.
Fuck, there is a joke that one of our teachers used to tell us about the trees. Because we had talked about Devil's Tower and the fact that he believed it was a tree. And then he said, but what do we call fossilized wood? And we would say petrified wood. And he'd say, well, then what the hell is so big on this earth that it scared the hell out of that tree? And it was one of my favorite jokes as a kid. Now it sounds kind of stupid, but, like, at the same time, if we have that big of flora, the fauna kind of has to match.
Well, look at the mycelium in Washington. Here in Washington State, we've got Washington, Oregon, and part of Idaho, if I'm not mistaken. We've got the biggest mycelium, which is a mushroom, growing, and it's literally growing from Washington into Canada, into Idaho.
Down to Cali.
Yeah, I mean it's making its track,
Yeah.
and it's kind of a big mushrooms. I think are the way to go regarding our health too. So, check out. And I'm not talking psychedelic. I'm specifically talking very specific things for the brain, for the liver, kidneys. Do your research. Well worth it. So.
I'm old. I'm not into the psychedelics anymore. I just like the white ones. They taste awesome.
You don't got mushrooms?
No. And I don't do like Eric did he always goes out and picks those ones. What the hell are they called?
Portobello?
No.
Priamini?
They grow under cottonwoods.
Oh, I don't remember. Lion's mane, turkey tail, oyster.
Hubba
No.
wubba, but oh,
Friend. Fuck, I can't remember the name, but yeah, Seychelles.
Chanterelles or morels.
Morels. And
Okay.
like around here, it's a huge thing. Like newcomers will constantly ask, "Does anyone know where I could find morels in this area?" And they get laughed out of Facebook.
Yeah,
And everyone's like,
because
"We're not giving up our fields."
yeah, we're not giving up our secrets on that. Yeah, I don't blame them.
Friend, I do. I tell everyone, screw that. If I see it somewhere, I'm not eating it. Friend, and if it's on public land, huh?
Morels are a little on the specific side.
Yeah. Friend,
Ouchie.
but if it's like on public lands, friend, I don't care. You don't own that. Friend. Friend.
I understand that too.
Friend, just like if someone asked me where's the best place to go fishing, I'm gonna tell them because it's like, friend. So far, I found out this year I suck at it. So, friend, if you can go there and catch something, at least one of us is eating. Friend,
You fishing trout or salmon?
trout right now. There's no salmon. It's further downriver for salmon, and there's no areas that I can get to comfortably.
Got it.
So, once they open, June 1st, they open up our area for salmon. But until then, we're just going out to the small little lakes and fishing for trout.
Yeah.
I might have made a smart decision. I may have made a very dumb decision. I'm not sure yet. Find out in a few weeks. But I think I bought a boat for $40.
Did you get the trailer with it?
Don't need one.
Kind
This
of boat
thing,
is.
it folds into itself. It's a bunch of tubs that will actually fit in the back of any car.
Yeah.
And it's coming from
there-
China.
There's canoes like that.
Yeah, and so I already bought a trolling motor. So if it doesn't work, I'm gonna have to find something else. But we don't want like
Wait a minute. Are you looking at doing this up the Skagit River?
No.
Thank you.
I haven't been on a boat in 18 years.
I wouldn't take something like that up maybe Cranberry Lake, but not up it.
Do you know Grandy Lake?
Why does that sound familiar?
Right up Baker Lake Road. It's the first lake you come to.
Oh, that's why that sounds familiar. Okay, different section of this.
Yeah. So we just go up there, and it's a nice little lake. It has trout and bass in it,
Nice.
but in order to get to the deeper spots, like we've been shore fishing for 3 weeks, and we're not catching shit.
Well, that and how many different baits have you tried too?
About
That
9.
Yeah, it's time to move to the water.
But like we.
I'm a girl raised on fishing, so they had me with a rod and reel at less than 4 years old. So.
Well, and I did write an email to the Fish and Game Association because this is the first year I actually read the reg book front to back. And there is a page that says, if you find a northern pike, you are to immediately kill it.
Really?
wow.
I didn't know we had northern pike. So I sent them an email asking if they had any leads for any lakes that would possibly have them. And I'll go to them and just fish for that alone.
Yeah.
That is my favorite fish. Friend, I will sit there and fight with one for 2 hours. I don't care. Friend.
Hike
Yeah.
in Washington? Wow.
Which means people are bringing them in from like Montana and dropping them into lakes and rivers. Which is horrible.
Oh, it completely changes the ecosystem.
Yeah.
One new species like that can change an ecosystem in a very short amount of time.
Well,
Could be
that,
1 year, 55 years. Either way, it can be significantly altered.
that's the problem. Like, you drop a pike in the Skagit River, and their prey would be salmon.
Yes.
And it wouldn't matter the type. And they don't kill just to eat. They kill for pleasure. So, but hopefully I'll get a response back from them. But yeah, I don't know if I made a smart decision or a dumb decision and just lost $40, but we'll see.
You gotta get pictures, put it up on Facebook. I want to see.
Absolutely. Because if this thing turns out into what the pictures say, it's going to be awesome. So, we have got 9 minutes left.
Wait.
What was that, Rick?
Oh,
No more?
nothing.
Oh.
Nothing.
Dookie.
I think I was just making a noise like I burped or something. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm 55 years old. I make noises sometimes, and I'm not even sure. I'm like, what was that?
Are you sure
I
it
was
was
like-
a burp?
I think that was you. Okay. Thanks.
I was gonna say we missed the subject of one-eyed cyclops.
Oh, yeah.
I thought we weren't allowed to talk about that on the air.
Yeah.
No.
I thought.
Have you
Is it
got
hot?
it yet, Nikki?
Hey,
Oh,
there is a child sitting here. That is.
way over my oh.
Oh, there we go. She got it. John, he's 55 years old. I'm pretty sure he's old enough to hear this stuff now.
I
Yeah.
still have a pure soul. I don't need to be corrupted by y'all.
You're a ginger on the inside. You don't have a soul.
Hey, I do too have a
It
soul.
was raised by you. I'm surprised he ever had a soul. Oh, my goodness.
Rick, there is a difference between raised and wrangled.
Yeah, that's true, too. Yeah. That's...
The kid has a soul.
Yeah, he's
It's just
he's
very
pretty
dark.
Hey, my soul is pure.
Pure evil.
Hey, it's not that evil.
Oh, good grief!
Like, name one thing that I have done evil at, not counting any like years that I have double digits for my age, only counting the years from 0 to 1. That's the only time you can count. Name one thing I did evil then.
You snored in tongues.
That doesn't count.
Wait, did you say snored in tongues?
Yeah, it was
like speaking.
it was weird.
God, I think that's a subject for a show. Maybe we should record this.
Hey, I don't snore, okay?
If you're volunteering to go and watch him sleep, you go ahead. I'm not.
No, I was just we just put a camera in and just focus like audio recording. We don't have to be in there to see it. We don't have to see anything. Then again, we might hear something we don't want to hear either. He is a teenage young man, so.
Hey, I am pure. I don't...
Have you guys heard? Do you guys know the show Smartless? It's a podcast.
Oh, it's really good.
It's Jason Bateman, Will Arnett.
Oh,
and-
I've heard of it. Yes, I didn't know the title. Yeah.
Okay, so they were actually. I just listened to their latest episode, they had Steve Martin and Martin Short on there. And their intro is where Jason Bateman, he's 54, and just realized that you could use a sock for that at night.
Oh.
And he couldn't believe how innovative that was. That was their entire intro.
Yeah, I don't think he ever had to worry about that because he was, from the time he was a little kid, he was a star. So I'm pretty sure he never had to worry about socks, period. He could just roll up to a club and go, "Hey, ladies," and that was it. And I'm sure he was getting into bars when he was like 14. So
I liked he and his sister. They were a good acting duo.
oh yeah.
To be fair, I'm not a star, and I was getting into the bars at 14, so...
Well,
Yeah,
but again,
same.
looked like you were
I mean,
40
no.
already.
That's true.
I'm not going to say what I was doing.
I shall not say what I was doing. For I did nothing.
Actually, no, seriously, I could get into some very serious trouble if I say that. Yeah. There were people that can get places.
At 14,
Yeah.
no. At 16, I could probably go to jail.
That,
For
like, I know some really good homeless people that will... I mean... No, I don't listen to what I'm talking about.
Then don't say it live on the air, dork.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think he has to worry about local law enforcement listening to anything we say. So,
So what is next week's, since about 3 minutes left, what is next week's subject matter?
Yeah, what's the topic?
We have a request.
Ooh.
This might change, because if I can't figure out how to make this actually last 2 hours, we're not going to touch it.
right.
But
Let's not like
Paula has
anything,
asked us to do a show on dreams.
right.
No, I could do 2 hours of just
No,
talk.
nobody wants to hear about those dreams, John.
Hey,
They're too wet.
no, not the... Oh, my God. No.
We were just discussing this just a few minutes ago. Go ahead, dude.
Get y'all minds out of the gutters.
Why, are you flushing them out? With your dreams?
Oh, my God.
Now, if we didn't carry a full show about giant radioactive lizards for
Then
2 hours,
We can do
talking
some
about
dreams.
without French fries and mustard and ketchup and God knows what else. So I think we can probably make it with dreams.
But we got to figure out the context. That's the thing. So
Right.
I'm gonna on Saturday. You guys are coming over. I am going to have a talk with Paula and see what we can come up with. So I think we're gonna do dreams, but it's gonna be more in depth of what part of it.
We could
And,
talk about the shark
also-
rope love boy. Dream, 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 dream. Close your eyes.
Also, Rick.
Mhm.
Also.
Yeah.
You said also.
Oh, yeah. She said something also about numbers, and I'm going to guess that's something Nikki's probably the whole numerology. I'm guessing, right, Paula? Is that what you were thinking?
Yes,
Yeah.
we can do a show on numerology as well. That is definitely a possibility. That one I know we can carry. For that one, though, I would like, if I can have Kayla on, I just got to talk to her and see what week would work best for her.
Yeah.
I do have to remind people, the first week in July, there will not be a show.
Yeah.
And
Also
also the first week in June, there won't be one.
yeah.
My son is graduating that week, which
Yeah.
is weird
Yeah.
for him.
And Dad, what's going to be even weirder, for the next 2 years, you're going to have a graduation each year.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And another one after.
I've seen some of your projects, maybe not.
Hey, my projects are beautiful. I made a beautiful typewriter. I've made a beautiful poster. Hey, I've got A's
The
on
night
both.
before, every time.
Yes. But guess what? I always get praised for it because it's so innovative. Because no one else does anything.
I saw a story where people, like kids, are using typewriters somewhere. And where was that on YouTube? We saw that from
They're using typewriters at colleges because college professors are banning laptops.
Damn right.
So kids bring typewriters so they can easily type so they don't have to write. It's actually really genius.
I love this professor.
Yeah.
Brian, it is a great idea. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are at the end. It is 12 o'clock midnight.
Yep.
Thank you again for listening. Thank you, Nikki, Rick. You guys rock. Love having you on.
Right.
Friend, we will be back next week, Wednesday, 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Yep.
As always, with the S-4 Paranormal Bunker. Everybody say goodbye.
Bye.
Good night, everybody.
That's the wrong mouse. Hold on. Technical difficulties.
His old age is showing.
Data transfer complete. System malfunction. Please evacuate immediately. Program terminated.
Son of a biscuit eater.